Good morning, beloved. We have Sila Marie, and she's going to help us out with Daniel chapter 5. Yes, Daniel chapter 5. Yes, indeed. And it says a few decades later, the king Belshazzar held a state banquet and invited 1,000 of his officials. As he was tasting the wine, he ordered servants to bring in the gold and the silver vessels that his predecessor Nebuchadnezzar had stolen from the temple in Jerusalem many years earlier. He wanted his officials to join him, his wives, and his concubine in drinking a royal toast from them. Yes. A little later, his servants returned carrying in the gold vessels that had been taken from the temple, the house of the one true God in Jerusalem. The king and his officials, his wives, and his concubines began to drink from them. Yes. And as they drank the wine, they offered praise to their idols crafted in gold, silver, bronze, iron, and wood and stone. Can you believe it? Suddenly, the fingers of a human hand, yes, appeared and began to write on plaster one of the palace's walls lit by nearby with a lampstand. Selah, yes. And the king stood transfixed, watching the hand as it wrote. Then his face changed. He grew pale and began to feel sick. His thoughts frightened him. What was the strange vision? What was it? His legs felt weak and wobbly, his knees knocked together. And then the king cried out to his servants, ordering them to bring the enchanters, the Chaldeans, the wise men, and the diviners. Yes. And Belteshazzar, a great reward, he says, awaits for the first person who can read the writing and tell me what it means. He will be clothed in purple and wear a gold chain around his neck and ascend in the rank and privilege to the third highest ranking in the ruler in the kingdom. Can you believe that, Selah? Can you? It says all the king's purported wise men came forward to examine the wall. But no one could read the writing or tell the king what it meant. No one. When it became clear that none of his sages could help him, King Belshazzar became even more frightened. His face grew even pale and his officials were dumbfounded. Belshazzar's mother, the queen, overheard some of the discussions between the king and the noble guests. So she entered the banquet hall. And do you know what the queen said? Do you know what she said? She said, "Long live the king. Don't let this strange incident frighten you or let your face grow pale. Need I remind you that there is a gifted man in your kingdom who possesses the spirit of the holy gods. Years ago, in the time of your predecessor, King Nebuchadnezzar, he was discovered to have insight and understanding and wisdom like that of the gods. That is why King Nebuchadnezzar put him in charge of the magicians, the enchanters, the Chaldeans, the astrologers, and diviners in his kingdom." Yes, this man's name was what? That's right, Selah. His name was Daniel. Yes, his name was Daniel, whom King Nebuchadnezzar named Belshazzar. And his special ability, knowledge and wisdom, he is able to what? Interpret dreams, explain riddles, and solves problems that no one else can. Yes. Why don't you call for Daniel? He will tell you the writing means, what the writing means. With no other options, Belshazzar gave the order and Daniel was brought before him. Yes, indeedy. Are you that Daniel I've heard so much about? One of the exiles brought from Judah by my predecessors, King Nebuchadnezzar? I have been told that you possess the spirit of the holy gods and that you have insight and understanding and exceptional wisdom. Before you arrived, I had the wise men and enchanters brought before me to see if they could read the writing on the wall and tell me what it means. And no one could tell them or was able to tell me. But it has been reported to me directly that you can offer an accurate interpretation and solve problems that no one else can. Now I will offer you what I offer the others. If you can read this writing and tell me what it means, you will be clothed with purple and wear a gold chain around your neck and ascend in the rank of privilege to be the third highest in the ruler of the kingdom. Wow, that was amazing. So we can see that the king was having problems with his dream, and only Daniel could tell him what it meant. So tomorrow, beloved, we will talk about that, okay? So in the meantime, today, don't get frightened and continue to rely on God. Say bye-bye, Selah. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.